Morning, morning, people. Well, we've got another day, another dollar, and we're going to talk about some of the trades that we had on yesterday. That gold trade, I'm not going to tell you right now, I'll tell you in a minute, but there are a lot of good trades, a lot of great setups. So we're going to jump straight in. So see you in a minute. Okie dokie. Okay. So yesterday was a very interesting one, and we got it all live. And I'm going to pull up a gold chart right now. I'm going to talk about it. Now, this was the trade. This is the trade I'm in right now. Just put that there. That's the trade I'm in right now. But this was the trade on gold. Now, you win some, you lose some. I thought that it was going to, in the same session that I was trading, in the London session, I really did think that it was going to come hit this 15-minute EMA. I really thought it was going to come hit this 15-minute EMA and then sell off. Unfortunately, I disregarded something that is super, super, super important, and that is a level. Why I was trying to push through the level, I don't know. But to be honest, you win some, you lose some. It could have just easily have gone up there and taken a take profit and then pushed down. So still, it was a good trade. It was a very lucky trade because we saw that as well. Price came all the way back down. My stop was probably there. So this was the trade. It came down, and because of the spreads on Funding Rock, we didn't actually get taken out. It pushed straight back up, and well, there you go. Yeah, we were in really nice profit, and then it pushed down, and then I actually closed break even on that. Now, what actually happened from there? We saw that we had. Oh, that's a different. Oops. We did, in fact, have that push down. We hit a daily level. That was also a 50 fib. And now we actually are pushing up. Now, it did eventually hit the level that we pointed out. It came back down, took all of these areas of orders. So orders are here, orders are there. Came in, took out all of that orders back into this kind of order block right here, and then it started to push up. Now we've had a change in character. Why have we had now a change in character? Because we've now broken these highs. So for me, I'm very, very, very happy with the position that I'm in right now. I will just pull this up so you can see. So that is the current trade that we are running with right now. And I'm very, very happy to hold this going up to the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. Now, there is a level, and there's quite an interesting level, a 1 hour level. I'm not too bothered about it because it's very different now because we've already had a break in structure. This area here, all of this was early coming into the trade, way too early. I don't mind. You win some, you lose some, and I don't mind getting into a trade early. But now the market has started to show us. Now it's broken structure. It's had acceptance within the structure, within the range. Now it's pushing off quite aggressively. So that's the trade that we're in, and I'm very, very happy with that trade. So let's go through and we'll talk about other things. Let me also send a link to all the guys. Before we do anything like that. Okay, so let us carry on. Maybe we'll get a couple of viewers. Perfect. So Dixie, we talked about this as well. So the idea yesterday, what we talked about on the Dixie was this push up, hit the 200 EMA and then push down, and it is pretty much, it's exactly what it did yesterday. And that level that we marked out, again, that was a nice target. That was the bottom of the Asian range. That was a really, really nice target, and it just came down and hit that very, very nicely. Now, EU and GU, I was actually expecting GU to come down a little bit further, so I did take a loss on this on my other accounts. There was a couple of options with this one. We had, no, that was not it. We had this trade, which got hit, which unfortunately I was being a little bit of a baby, and I decided to get out at break even because it didn't look like it was going there. And then I come back and I see that it actually would have hit the take profit. So I decided to get back in, and unfortunately where I got back in, which was around, where was it? Probably around here. Then it decided to go into profit and then push off, and it took me out for quite a large amount of money. For about 3% actually, I lost on this position, and then I had to go back in to the market, long, take out these highs, and I had to go and make it all back. So it's been a pretty volatile, it's been quite a volatile couple of weeks in my trading account, to be honest, but we've had some really, really, really nice trades. Now, what are we looking at? I think the Dixie's in an interesting area. I do feel like we are pushing down into quite a macro area of demand. I wouldn't be surprised if over, we're going to see a little bit of a retracement. These EMAs start basing out like this, something like that. And then we're going to see a little bit more of a retracement. You've got a gap here that could get filled. We just need to be careful with what we're trading, so we just don't get over exuberous. That's not even a word, but we shouldn't get over ahead of ourselves just on one side of the market. That's where I'm going with this. So we have a look at USD Canadian dollar, really nice area. It has come to this once, twice, come back down 3 times. If you have a look at this though, which is quite an interesting thing to look at, that is that when we've hit these levels at 200 EMA, we've had a straight push off. We haven't had that here. We haven't had a straight push off and something like that. Now we've had a straight push off, a retest, and then it looks like a potential that it potentially could come and take down that level. So that is what I'd be looking at. If I'm looking at the other side, then this is the trade that I'd be looking at. You would look for price to come back up on a lower time frame. 2 seconds. So you'd have price coming back down, coming back up on this level, and then obviously coming to take out all of these highs. We've got a friend here with us today. We're doing a little live stream, and that's where we would be looking to take a profit 1 and a profit 2. Now with this, with the other side, if we were looking at, then that will be, we're looking at the sell. That will be 1, then that will be 2. So middle of the range, you got to just wait. It kind of shows its hand. At the moment, if you were going to get into the short, you would have wanted to be short up here. If you're getting short here, that's probably you're shorting into demand and into support. It's not the best idea. So we're going to leave that on there, and we'll check it in after. Dollar yen, well, there you go. Dollar yen's clearly coming down, which is good for us. Yeah, still stuck in this macro range. Let's have a look. we have a look at it, something like that. So it's approaching this area. Maybe if we have a really, really strong push into this level, maybe we can get a lower time frame retracement, something really short, really fast into maybe a 50 fib. That's something that would be really, really, really nice. What this looks like on higher time frame, this just looks like a down trending pennant. If we go on to a daily, I'm sure that we can see that a little bit better. No, we're just coming back into these areas of demand. If we have a look on the daily, yeah, we're just stuck in a range. So anything within this range right now, that area would be nice for a long, in my opinion. So I'm looking probably for something like that. And we've got a comment. Wow, look at this. My boy. Yeah, here he is. This is what we want to see. So yeah, on the lower time frames, if price was going to come back down there, then that is where probably later on in the session, I'd look for a quick intraday trade. So price coming in, deviating at this trend line, coming back in, and then just coming into that 50% of this particular range. And that could be a nice lower time frame trade. You can have high risk, tight stops, and you probably could get a really nice trade on that. So we're just going to mark that out. So we've got USD, CHF. Those are the two. CAD. This looks like it's already playing out this level. So let's say it breaks down this level, you have a retest into a 50 into an EMA, then continuation to break down into this level, which is 36.70. What else have we got? What are you looking at today, Vic? I don't know if you're running or what you're doing, but let me know what you're looking at. Swiss franc, okay, just straight. Dollars on a straight downtrend. Yeah, it's just straight downtrend. The only thing that I do like with these types of pushes, and every time we break a prior pivot, we normally get a retracement back into the range, and those retracements can give us some really nice lower time frame trades. Pound dollar, wow. I showed you where I was long in this. It's disgraceful. So I had a trade here, but I also had a trade here as well. And I got out there. Sometimes you really don't know when Forex moves, it moves. And I had 20 lots on here originally. So what would that have been? No way would I have got that, but that is a ridiculous amount of cash right there. That would have been around what? That would have been what? Like nearly. Yeah, $3,000. That would have been something ridiculous, like 60 grand. I'm not gonna think about it. Same with EU. Also, there's nothing really to talk about. These are pushing for higher. Yeah. It's time to actually make some more levels, to be fair. Because these levels are now old, we've pushed through. Now we should be looking at these levels, these areas. These are areas that could get taken. There's a lot of stuff going on today, and that is a really on a weekly. That's a really impulsive candle. Gold, the Dixie is quite quite weak. It's a shame I get paid in dollars, isn't it? So there you got the miners. Euro New Zealand looks like it wants to come up as well. There you go. So you've got a nice little area. Hit, come back down, break of the range. You could potentially look for that overall continuation. This is a 1 hour time frame. Scalp EU and GU in a little. Yeah, I can see why. It's super. Look, for the start of the session, it's already up. What? 0.75 of a percent. You know, GU's 0.5% up. It's. I reckon we're going to have some really nice mean reversion trades. To be honest, later on, I don't know right now, because now we are literally trending. Like, this is full on trending right now. So it's a shame on that gold trade though I didn't put extra size. That's kind of annoying. What else? Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, still the same thing. I think everything against the dollar right now is pushing up. Yeah, I think a lot of people were thinking that we were going to break down. We had the monthly level. It's just consolidating around that monthly level. Not really too much to talk about. ETH again, we've come down into a 50 fib and a 618. I reckon we're going to see 3,400 very soon. When I say it very soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks. Solana looking a little bit weaker than ETH. Solana looks trash, if I'm honest, but whatever. Solana does look like trash. If this area is going to hold, I'll be very surprised if it does. But if it does, then when it breaks, then we'll be looking for 235 would be a target on something like that. And that is it. So that is it. It's a very quick session because we just wanted to go over some of the things. Obviously, there's not any trades other than this gold trade, but I'm not on. This is on a different account, so there's no point in just waiting because I'm not showing that account on the stream. But that account is currently in some really nice profits. It's about 1.5% in profits right now, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, thanks for popping in, Vic. Appreciate the support, and we will see you guys soon. Take care.